Connecting words number 7. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Julie. I've been away for a little while, but now I'm back, ready to do connecting words number 7 with you. Let's switch over. We need our work screen. Here it is. So now if you've done connecting words 1 through 6, you already know that connecting words are important in sentences as they are used to connect ideas and parts of speech, show contrast or agreement, give examples, and add information or demonstrate a result or a conclusion. Sometimes connecting words are used as adjectives or adverbs and sometimes prepositions in sentences. In the following sentences, you will see a variety of uses for these words. So now the 4 connecting words that we're going to be working on tonight are thus, since, undoubtedly, and unless. Now, if you don't know what these 4 words mean, you can put the video on pause and look these words up in your dictionary so that you will be better able to understand the sentences that we are about to do. So go ahead, take a couple of minutes, put the video on pause and look up the words. I will wait right here for you guys as I always do, right? When you come back, I'm here, right? Same thing tonight. So go ahead, pause, and we'll meet here in 2 minutes. Okay, we're back from the pause, and now you guys know what these words mean, so that's great. So we can start our lesson. The first word we're going to start with is thus. And thus means because of this, in this way, or consequently. So let's see these words in action. It is getting late now, and thus we must leave. She was devastated and heartbroken by the news, and thus broke into tears. He expressed his wish thus: my goal is to see every family in the region living in affordable housing by the end of the year. I accepted their generous offer and thus became the first female CEO. And if you don't know what CEO means, it means Chief Executive Officer, which is the highest person in a company, of the company. He loves to share the knowledge of books and thus has donated his entire collection to the local library. Her story needed to be told, and thus she presented her experience in a detailed and descriptive book, which later became a best-selling novel. The company's profits had increased greatly, and thus we all got a significant bonus at the end of the year. She did not take her painkillers after her surgery and thus suffered greatly. The boat capsized not far from the island, and thus we were able to swim to the shore. Most people have an internet connection and thus have access to tons of information on the World Wide Web. They did not call to confirm their attendance, and thus it was clear that they did not plan to attend. The teenagers did not return from their hiking trip before dark, and thus their parents became extremely worried and anxious. Number 2, we're going to look at the word since. Now you probably know since to mean something else, but here we're using it as a connecting word, so it means something different from what you already know. So here, since means because or for this reason. Since she had not prepared an acceptance speech, all she said was, "Thank you." We took the stairs since the elevator was out of order. These coins have become very valuable since there are very few in circulation. There is no need to introduce ourselves since everyone already knows each other. Mike spent his time painting graffiti on buildings since it was the only way he knew how to express himself. Since they were all wearing costumes, we assumed they were going to a costume party. We decided to try again since we all felt that there was still a chance to prove our theory. She decided to be honest about it since she suspected that everyone already knew the truth. He made the decision to become more accessible and helpful to his students since many had requested this in the past. We stayed inside and played video games all day since it was raining. Since she was much taller than the other girls in her class, everyone thought that she was older. The teacher agreed to allow a retake of the test since more than half the class had failed. I decided to tell you since I feel the obligation to do so. Since you asked, I feel truly honored and I gladly accept. They decided to cancel the event since only a few people showed up. We didn't go to work on Monday since we were still jet lagged from our trip overseas. Number 3, undoubtedly, which means without a question or certainly. There is undoubtedly a lot of support for your great cause. The most difficult time of the day for me is undoubtedly any time before 8 a.m. This was a topic that he undoubtedly knew better than anyone else in the room. He is undoubtedly my favorite podcaster. She is undoubtedly the most interesting person in attendance tonight. The rains undoubtedly brought a sense of relief to the farmers of the region. The announcement was undoubtedly surprising to her as well as to all of us. It was undoubtedly our best vacation of all time. A healthy planet undoubtedly contributes to the quality of air we breathe, the food we eat, and the development of sustainable cities. There is undoubtedly a cause and effect between these two variables. You are undoubtedly the most interesting person I have ever met. It was undoubtedly the happiest time of my life. This is undoubtedly the best restaurant in Montreal. Your findings are undoubtedly correct, accurate, and complete. He was undoubtedly The greatest boxer that has ever lived. And the last one is unless, which means except on the condition that, or except if. I won't tell anyone who you are unless, of course, you want me to. I would like to go to the prom with you unless you already asked someone else. In my company, you won't get paid for sick days unless you have a note signed by your doctor. She wasn't going to stay the night unless she had to. The landlord will evict them unless they pay the back rent. You'll never know if you can do it unless you try. Don't do any work for him unless he pays you in advance. Unless I'm mistaken, you are Linda's sister. I'm not going unless she calls and apologizes and personally invites me. You can't have dessert unless you eat all your broccoli. Squash broccoli. Don't call me after 10 p.m. unless it's an absolute emergency. I don't want to meet with them again unless they are willing to close the deal and sign a contract. Ask them if they will take care of your house while you are away, unless, of course, you don't trust them. And it's as easy as that, using those 4 connecting words. Is there anything easier in life? No, you're right, no. So if that video helped you, you can go ahead and like the video and subscribe to my channel, because there will be a lot more lessons coming your way. If you need to improve your English quickly, you can get yourselves a copy of Basic English. This book is published by McGraw-Hill and available everywhere, including Amazon, of course. And this book will really help you to improve your English very quickly. You start at the very beginning, you complete every single page, right through to the end of the book. The answer key is at the back to support you while you're learning. If you're having trouble with your verb tenses, everybody has trouble with verb tenses. I don't know why. It's the easiest thing on the planet, English verb tenses. You can get yourselves a copy of this book, also available on Amazon. You start at the very beginning, you complete every single page right through to the end of the book. If you buy the book and you leave it on your shelf, it doesn't work. You have to do the whole book, every single page, right through to the end of the book. Answer key at the back to support you while you are learning. Also, I have a new Facebook page. It's called Learn English with Julie Lachance. I put up all kinds of good stuff for you guys on that page. So go over there and have a look. Right now, I'm going to wish you a pleasant evening, because I'm going to go work on another lesson for you guys. So I will see you in the next lesson. Have a great evening and good night for now.